Hello and welcome back to an impromptu, a very special episode of Zone 6. You see,
Very special.
today there was a WOJ Bomb. You can see Uche shining teeth. He hasn't smiled like this. He hasn't smiled like this for a long, long time because Damian Lillard is a Milwaukee Buck. I'll repeat it once
Yep.
more for the people in the back.
Yep.
Damian Lillard is a Milwaukee Buck. I'm telling you, my brother was driving and I screamed and he shouted at me like, how can I shout like that when he's driving on the motorway at full speed? But I saw the notification and I was like, whoa, because I knew the Heat trade wasn't going through because I always felt Hero wasn't enough of a piece for it to materialize. But I didn't think Drew Holiday was enough of a piece either for the direction that the Blazers wanted to go in because you have Scoot, you have what's his name, Shaden Sharp, and you have Anthony Simons. So you don't need another guard. Obviously, they can learn from Drew, but even Hero, you don't need another guard. So I thought they'd look for forwards or so. I don't know what I thought they'd do, but this wasn't it. And then a three-team trade, DeAndre Ayton going to the Blazers, Nurkic going to the Suns. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Where do we go from here? I'll let you take the floor.
Bro, first though, I just need a minute, bro. I just need to process it. Happy because you said you was on the highway and whatever, and you drove, bro. I'm gonna tell you how that shit happened to me, bro. I'm on the phone with my mans, and we trying to sort something out. And he said, "Yo, bro, like, hold up, bro. My boy just texted me and said, Dame, like, did you see what happened with Dame? He like, what happened? He like, Dame in the Bucks. I'm like, bro, you lying, bro. Like, bro, first thing I do, bro, like, bro, ESPN, like, when they send a notifications, I don't look at that, right? What I look at, bro, the first thing I go to is my group chat. Shout out First Take, and sometimes they have, feel me, either Ed, they gonna send it right
It
away. In
was it
fact,
was me that sent it today. I'll put the
bro,
I
in fact,
splash it in because I have Woj's notifications on. So I
bro,
saw it before they even said who the package was. Just the
bro,
headline: the Milwaukee Bucks have
bro,
agreed to trade with the
it's like,
Portland Trailblazers. Oh,
bro, it'd be like 2, 3 people that are gonna say at the same time. Everybody gonna be like, read, read, read. Bro, I go over there. I know that I'm gonna get my news right when it drop. So when I see that, I'm like, yo, I'm literally running because I'm telling you, man, like, we gonna get into like what this trade means for the league. But I'm gonna tell you, the first person I wanna, give a shout out to in this trade is John Horst, right? Listen, we talk about LeBron James, we talk about how he basically wasted 7 years in Cleveland. Bro, when Giannis, bro, we know the talent Giannis is, right? We're not about to start. Is he the best in the league? I don't think it's anybody that's gonna sit up here and say they're
he's not
gonna
worse than top three.
about to say I was just about to say that. I don't think anybody that's gonna sit up here and be like, yo, I'm gonna name 3 players in the league better than Giannis. At worst, top five. You the biggest hater in the world, like your worst top five, right? So in 2019, and we gonna talk about this, like when you have a team, when you have a superstar, right? Most likely, as we talked about before, the best team with the best players gonna win, right? In recent memory, I'm gonna give you 3 examples that didn't win. We talk about Kawhi Leonard, we talk about Giannis himself, and we talk about um Dirk. Dirk anomaly. We're not gonna get into what happened. We know, some people's go what
It
he
was
did
it
in,
was a well put together team that was
but
able
but
to achieve
but
their goal.
but an anomaly. And we talk about the Bucks injuries. We talk about Kawhi Leonard. People that was a crazy run, but injuries played a part in him, winning. But when the Bucks won in 2021, people are like, all right, what does this mean for the league? How many can Giannis win? Is he top 15 already? I'm like, yo, like, I think, and I'm gonna give a shout out to LeBron. Like, I don't think y'all understand going to the conference finals each year. Like, that's not a given. Like, if you're a superstar, like once you win, like you understand everybody, bro. Everybody wanna, everybody's on your head. They like, yo, bro, like we need to win. So from Giannis winning, bro, and he lost to the Celtics in the Eastern semifinals the next year, and he lost in the first round to the Heat. Yo, Giannis, who I've never seen Giannis on a podcast in my life. I seen him on, and when we look at a podcast, we look at all the smoke, we look at, like, the big podcasts, maybe Club Station, all of that. I see Giannis on some podcasts, like, I'm not even trying to violate respect to everybody doing their
I've
podcast,
never seen that podcast
that
in my life.
look like what we got going on right here. It looked exactly like this. And Giannis talking about first off, he's about to train with Hakeem for 50 bands per workout. Whole time we think, I'm like, yo, bro, he charging what? And I'm like, Giannis, it's not a lot. The Giannis he charged 50. He gonna pay 50 bands. But I'm like, since we been new Giannis, he always talk about how like he don't work out with nobody. He don't work out with no superstars. He only work out with his brothers. You know, people will laugh about that. But Giannis, like, you working out with Hakeem. First thing he said. Second thing he said was, "Yo, the Bucks don't make, bro. He's scaring the franchise. He's scaring the the front office. He like, bro, John Horst, he won executive of the year, 2019. We talk about GMs. Everybody talks about the great GMs. You could tell me something like Pat Riley. Talk about Sam Presti. You talk about these GMs who, if they're not making moves in the draft, they making moves in the the market to get like a superstar, right? Now, Giannis, after the first ring, he said, "Yo," basically, he said, "I could be top 15, and I need maybe one or two more. What are y'all gonna do?" Bro, the little wisp, bro, Giannis didn't even make no noise. He wasn't
He
really.
didn't. I was gonna equate it to Kobe when Kobe requested a trade. Giannis wasn't that far along. That Kobe
Bro,
went on national radio and requested a trade
bro,
publicly. Giannis was just like, if this isn't the best situation for me, I might have to look elsewhere. And that was enough. They
bro,
were like, bet. And
bro, bro, and you know what's crazy? It's like last year that y'all lost, like even like we don't even know what that team would have looked like. I don't think they would have won because we gonna get into it to talk about like how they don't
the
really
wing
defend
defense is an issue.
the wing. But Giannis was injured, right? Giannis didn't even give it a go when he was healthy and be like, yo,
Middleton
like,
was a shell of himself. I
yo,
mean,
you feel me? And it was like him, getting battling injury. Giannis was like, yo, bro, like Middleton, I gave you a year. Like Drew Holiday, you talking about you want to retire? Like, yo, what are we doing? Bro, the front office, they said, all right, Giannis, just give us 2 weeks. Yo, bro, the first time he had this kind of like talk, they got him Drew Holiday, right? And he won. But the second time they said, all right, we done playing. Yo, I'm gonna ask you this: who's the best point guard in the league? You talking about Steph? Who's second? Who's third?
you
What you
can't
gonna
name
call Luka Doncic?
three names without Damian Lillard coming up.
You not even, and it's like every time we talk, we like, yo. First off, I'm gonna say this in the history of basketball, bro. In the history of basketball, when you talk about people who won, from Michael Jordan, LeBron James to Kobe Bryant, Kobe had Powell, underrated player. Kobe had Shaq, had Kobe. Jordan had Pippen. LeBron had Kyrie. LeBron had AD. LeBron had Wade. And I'm like, yo, Giannis, like, how many, like, realistically, how many championships? Shout out Chris Middleton, man. He did his thing, especially when Giannis went down Eastern Conference Finals 2021 against the Hawks. But realistically, how many rings are you winning with Chris Middleton, bro? It's your second best player. Like, bro, let's call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, they said, all right, we get it. We want. Now they got Dame. And the crazy part about it, like, them niggas, they do not miss games. They do not like. Shout out Kyrie, shout out KD Harden. I just sent you a video of James Harden in Camp Houston right now. He turned up. Oh, listen, man, I'm not one of those talk about your outside life compared to the court. Dame is not doing that. Giannis is not doing that. Them niggas is straight to work. So I'm telling you, this might be two potential first team All NBA players and the same team. They're gonna play 65 plus games. No, like, you feel me, bro? And they
Yes,
strictly, bro.
I think obviously the one concern is they gave up Grayson Allen, they gave up Drew Holiday. Those are valuable pieces. But that when you just look at it, the pick and roll, what the fuck do you do to defend that pick and roll? What do you? I dare you to switch Dame against the big, cool.
Bro,
And it's
listen,
posted up against a point guard, cool. I dare you to sag off Dame from three, one of the arguably a top 5 shooter in NBA history, cool.
bro,
I dare you to play up. Cool.
bro,
Giannis in the paint against who? There's no level of help defense. Brooke Lopez in the dunker spot, he can drop it off there. Like, there's just no way for it not to work.
bro.
Between the two of them, that is. Like, when it comes to, you know how when it gets to clutch time, all the Nuggets, MPJ, KCP, Gordon, get in the corner and give Murray and Jokic the ball. Because that
Yeah,
two-man game is almost impossible to stop.
bro.
This is rivaling. This is the caliber of the two-man game. Giannis
So,
isn't the passer.
wait,
Giannis
bro,
is
bro.
the passer. Jokic
Yo,
is, but
bro, it's way, bro. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. It's way over. It's like that times two, like three, bro.
on a talent level, yes, but I just think just because of chemistry, because Jokic and Murray, they were together in the second unit in Denver in 2017. They've been getting reps together for 6 years,
Yeah,
basically. Whereas these guys, obviously, they're talented enough to figure it out, but there's things that you can't teach when you haven't done it together before. So I feel like it will take. It's not going to be that hard. I mean, I'm sure Dame. I've never seen Dame throw a lob because he's not throwing a lob to Nurkic. He's not throwing a lob to Kanter. I mean, he's never had a useful big man in his life. So I feel.
Listen. One of the best teams, constructed teams, when we talk about defense, talk about coaching, is Celtics, right? We talk about Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart. Last year, I seen James Harden, right? I'm not even gonna say out of shape James Harden. Enough about James Harden and Joel Embiid. I seen them take 2 games for them. Actually, 3 games for them. They went to Game 7, right? In Philly. Was it in Philly in Boston? It
Game
was in
one,
Boston.
it was in Boston, but game one was in Boston. Embiid didn't play.
No. But yes, okay. So that's why I helps my point.
Harden dropped 40, but yeah, I get what you mean.
James Harden dropped 41 like 2 times in that series, and I'm saying James Harden, man, like we know MVP of the league, we know what he could do, but we all know that he, currently is a shell of himself, right? So what I'm saying that because you talking about the pick and roll between Harden and Embiid, even when they got together, it was looking deadly. And obviously we had the Lakers, but after the trade deadline, when it's so funny because I low key wanted Dame to go to the Sixers just because like I don't know if people remember, but after the trade deadline, 76ers was one of the best teams in the league. Just like they were going on a run of just winning games and games and games. The Lakers are also really good. So I said, if you take out James Harden, you add Dame with Embiid, with Maxey, and you got, you feel me? I mean, maybe they most likely would have lost one of them. But I said, yo, that's a great team. But the thing about the only thing, and I'll tell you right now, that I'm worried about. Only thing, it's not even the defense, it's the coaching. I'm worried about the coaching because when you look at the people that we called, we talk about Jordan Pippen, Phil Jackson, Kobe and Shaq, Phil Jackson. We talk about um, LeBron and Wade, Eric Spoelstra, which we can see right now, it wasn't just LeBron and Wade. He's one of the best basketball minds we have. We talk about Kyrie and we talk
That's
about
one thing. I don't want to detail too much, but that Miami Heat team, fit-wise, there was no guarantee that team worked. Because when you look at it, Wade and LeBron, neither of them are elite three-point shooters. I think LeBron had a season of 40%. I don't know if Wade ever did. Playing Bosch at stretch 5, getting Battier, and like those were such key moves. If not, that whole 2 chips would not have happened because on paper, it doesn't work really. So they had to obviously mold around. Obviously, getting in Ray Allen later on as well helps. Chalmers, etc. But yeah, continue.
But it's just like my point is even 2016 when he won with Kyrie Irving, bro, we got Ty Lue. That's what, like, if not, if somebody tells me that Ty Lue is the best coach in the league, I argue with you a little bit. I talk about Mike Malone, but I definitely hear like Ty Lue is a contender, for how he's been able to keep the Clippers competitive, making the play-in playoffs with the roster without having PJ Kawhi. But that's, by the way, the point is you always gotta have a great coach. And second, like firing Bud out of that, bro. 2021 extended Bud for 2 more years. I'm gonna just say that because we know he should, like, you feel me? Like, shout out Giannis' personal favorite coach was Jason Kidd. He liked when he had Jason Kidd. So it's like when we look at Jason Kidd, what he would do with Dallas, and we was like, maybe they could be better, whatever. But like when I look at shit like that, I'm like, yo, bro, like, hold up. I don't think it's been an NBA championship without a coach that's not of even like average, like above average coach, right? Even when we talk about the Kawhi Leonard, Nick Nurse, we talk about you feel me? Like any team that we think about, even the Miami Heat, like what they're doing right now, getting to the finals, and the Celtics, Ime Udoka, what's the coach, Eric Spoelstra, we like, yo, these are really good coaches. AJ Green, I'm not gonna sit up here and try to lie to you. I do not know his pedigree. like you try to ask me before, what do I know about? Nothing, bro. And God forbid it's a Steve Nash situation because sometimes you have Kyrie, KD, Harden out there. You're like, yo, bro, KD shouldn't be bringing the ball up though. Like, what is he doing? Like, he should do this, he should do that. And we looking at little adjustments that you and I, like 21-year-olds, are just looking on TV. Why is a coach making these mistakes? You feel me? So I just want to see how that's gonna work out with the coaching. But apart from that, bro,
I think I wrote it down before. When you look at when it gets to the playoffs, you sort of have an 8 to 10 man rotation, and their rotation goes Dame, Beasley, Connaughton, Middleton, Portis, Lopez, Giannis, and Crowder. I think that's a very good 8 man rotation.
Bro.
I'd want to move Middleton because I feel like I don't know where you look, but although Middleton's probably more talented, someone like Andrew Wiggins provides more value than Middleton right now, just because
Facts.
of the defensive side. And I'm not
Yo.
saying the Warriors would never sanction off on that move because
Yeah.
Steve Kerr's not stupid. He knows
Yeah.
that Wiggins is more valuable. But I'm thinking that's the caliber of piece. Obviously, everyone wants a Mikal Bridges, but Bridges is now a 26-point per game scorer. You're never going to win with Bridges as a 26-point per game scorer, but he's getting the shots. So they're never the Nets value Bridges way more than his actual value is. But if you could get a Cam Johnson or something, like that's the type of move I'd be looking to make.
If you could get obviously maybe not this season. If for some reason they fall short this season, they look at to add pieces. If the Nuggets win again, we saw what happened with Bruce Brown, and we saw how he was not disgruntled, but you remember on the parade, like what's his name, Mike Malone was like, "Oh, Brucey B, he's not leaving, bro." When they back up the Brinks truck, nigga, you gonna leave. So we might see that with Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon is somebody that makes me think about what you said of Andrew Wiggins. Not the same type of player that could get his own shot, but don't forget Aaron Gordon was a franchise player in Orlando. You feel me? Just the same way like Wiggins was the franchise player. I franchise, like what I'm saying, like, but still, like Aaron Gordon on that team, he doesn't like slasher, like defense, like you feel me?
Defensively, Gordon doesn't get enough flowers defensively. Gordon was matching up with KD for a whole series, matching
Yo,
up with LeBron pretty much for a whole series. Like
yo,
he did a very good job. He was
yeah,
clamping Jimmy at points as well. Obviously, Jimmy had the bad ankle from the New York series, and he
yeah.
was never able to game after that. But I think when we talk about expectations now, just to pivot a little bit, a finals appearance. End of. I don't think much more needs to be said. They were already better than the Cavs. They're already better than the Bulls. I don't like the Celtics and the Sixers, the only other two teams worth mentioning. Oh, the Heat deserve some respect, but the Heat have gotten worse. They lost Gabe Vincent. They lost Max Strus. They haven't replaced either of them. What move have the Heat made to advance themselves? None.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think the Sixers and the Celtics are the only teams that can even look the Bucks in the eye and say we're going to take 2 games off you. I don't see them taking them to 7. The Bucks, this trade, because the Sixers have dysfunction to deal with, because Harden can't go out publicly and say I'm never playing for Daryl Morey again, and that organization is going to run smoothly. That's nothing that has ever
Talking
happened
about
before.
Daryl Morey's a liar, shit like that. Like,
Yeah, like that's one of them has to go surely, or one of them has to apologize publicly because that can't happen. Then the Celtics, I just don't think they'll stay healthy, and I think that this is a transition year for them because obviously they've just paid Brown. They're gonna have to pay Tatum. Porzingis is there now. Smart is gone. Brogdon is there. Grant Williams is gone, and I feel like they slept on Grant Williams a bit too much. Obviously, Porzingis is better, so maybe they were missing. But Porzingis, Horford, and Robert Williams is good front court. Horford has to decline at some point.
some point was last season.
Yeah,
If you talk, bro,
it's already started, but he's still
bro,
he's still playable.
bro,
You
I
can
used
still
to, my fault, bro. I used to bet on Al Horford to miss shots, like to not hit a three, like 0 threes, and he would cash me out every time. Like you feel me? So
the thing
he
is
already started.
Robert Williams can't stay healthy, so you need
And I,
Horford. Because Grant Williams is gone now. There's Daniel Tice isn't on the Celtics anymore. So yeah, I don't see that. I just don't see them being able to handle that threat. There's no Smart to clamp down on Dame. Who guards Dame? I mean, Brogdon's a great defender. White's a great defender, but I just don't see them really giving Dame like issues.
yeah,
Jaylen Brown may be the best option to match up with him, but this is
I,
Damian Lillard. Like as you say, this is arguably a top 10 player. At worst, he's 12th in the league. I mean,
bro, I'm Spade, bro. Like I don't think it's. I think he's comfortably in the top 10.
I think it's difficult to. I mean, okay, if we're going top 10, Jokic, Giannis, Steph. That's 3 in whatever order. After that, it's very murky, I think.
Bro, listen, we could debate on that on a different day.
You could
One thing I
say KD, Luca, LeBron, AD.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Dame is better than 80. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I
One thing I say though about this whole like trade shit, like you talking about, one thing they really gotta do is stay healthy. Is like I think for the Celtics, I think right now with some of the reason why he ain't playing FIBA is because I think Porzingis is hurt. You know what I'm saying? So Joe Mazzulla, this is another season for him. I don't know if he has. If you go to Joe Mazzulla's room right now, you might see a closet that just has timeouts in there because anytime the playoffs, he just somehow keeps taking these timeouts. And I think about it, I say, yo, when you look at the Celtics between last season, the season before, what's the main thing that changed? Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka. So when you look at the two of them, you look at like these little like if I'm a team and I'm going on a 25-0 run, I'm not saying that happened, but you need to understand the importance of timeout.
Yeah.
Like if I'm sitting in the crib thinking like
once it reaches double digits.
Yo,
There's
it's like,
no
yo, but
reason.
one time it's like, well, the coach is letting them bleed. And now my main point, which I want to get into, is I seen something recently, right? And I'm gonna, say this point and divert a little bit, Let me see, you got 20, yeah, we cool for time. But what do you so we sitting here right now, we talking about it, right? The same way I called you, like, yo, bro, we gotta talk about the trade. Two things I'm gonna say. I know some people in the league are like, Jimmy Butler said, "Yo, they are looking to tamper," but I know that, bro. Even I mean, I think he was just fucking around. Even though they don't come out and say it, I know Jimmy texts Ben like, "Yo, bro, what's up, bro? Like, what's going on?" And Jaylen Brown texts Tatum like, "Damn, bro, like, because in the East, I'm like, yo, if Philly is done, then it's like, yo, the Celtics are like, yo, bro, we have it open. You feel me? We gotta get through Giannis, but now they like, yo, I know, you feel me? So now when we talk about the Celtics, right? I think, and I'm gonna say this, LeBron, I mean, Wade came out interview recently. He said like when Kobe got his fit, that he called Bron, I'm like, yo, bro, gang, bro, what are we doing? So it's like, I know right now, them niggas is looking like, yo, when the season's about to start, you gotta buy into like, all right, this is a championship winning team, right? And I was watching an interview podcast with Marcus Morris, McKee Morris, one of them that was on the 2020 Lakers team. He said, yo, bro, Bron, he gonna tell you, bro, you gonna play like this, or you gonna play to my level, or you not gonna play. When I mean his level, I don't mean as good as LeBron, but I mean like you gonna do what you need to do because he shot 40% from three. Morris, like one of the Morris twins for the championship, right? Now, my problem with the East is I don't think it's anybody to be like, all right, like Harden, I know he tries it sometimes when he told everybody to go locker room. I don't think Giannis. Only thing I might compare Giannis to Kawhi in 2019, where he's gonna lead through like playing himself and showing up every day. But I don't think they have that way that LeBron to be like, yo, it's 2023, right? They report for training camp and the NBA season starts next week. Now they made this trade. Giannis needs to walk into practice tomorrow on the board, erase everything AJ Green put, and write NBA championship. That's it.
Adrian Griffin. AJ Green is a player. Adrian Griffin.
Adrian Griffin. We're talking about AJ Green. Adrian Griffin. Adrian Griffin needs to write on the board NBA championship. Put a timestamp on this right now because this is going to be a really important thing I'm about to say. Two things. Adrian Griffin is going to write on the board. I mean, Giannis is going to write on the board NBA championship. You in and you out. We talk about LeBron James when they went down 3-1 to the Warriors. They said he sent a text. He said, yo, bro, like, we are like, if you're not ready to play that game 7, if you're not ready to play that game 6, don't even get on this plane. So like, you know how some of these players like Jeff T, when they make jokes about like, yo, I thought we were done and stuff like that, bro, they are afraid to say it because LeBron is like, yo, if you don't believe that we're winning this game, step up this team. I need Giannis to be like that. And I think like even with that interview, it was like we was kind of taken aback, but like, yo, Giannis, like you're not the type of person to, speak up. You really like humble, like no feeling. But he came out and he was like, yo, I need y'all to buy into winning. So now he like, yo, I got the potential to be a top 10 player all time. Dame, I don't know what your legacy is in terms of top, but me.
No, I think that's an interesting question. Like Dame's, this is my issue. Rings carry slightly too much weight. I try and focus more on performances than rings. Obviously, championships matter, but for somebody like Dame,
Yeah.
his if and I'm gonna say when, because this pairing is gonna win a ring at some point in the next 3 years. I'm fairly confident in that. Dame's legacy is going to be transformed to a whole different stratosphere. But
Yeah,
what's really changed? He's just now the second best player on his team.
yeah.
He proved like obviously he hasn't technically proved he can win because he hasn't won, but he's been to the conference finals. He's had these playoff moments. He's one of the clutchest players in the league. So does him, if he wins a ring where he's comfortably the second best player, let's say they sweep the final. So there isn't really, there's no even like, oh, that was a Dame shot or the Dame game. What changes? In my mind, not that much changes. Obviously, he has a ring now, but like, were his performances that much better that he broke through a ceiling? No, and yet he'll be viewed so much greater.
I say this right now, Chris Middleton, right? Really inconsistent player. When we talk about 2021, we talk about they won a championship. We know what he did against the Suns. It got to a point people talking about Batman Robin, talking about Chris Middleton, right? Yo, I'm gonna say this right now. If Dame wins, and you talking about let's say they sweep the finals, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think as we know with Giannis, one of my favorite players. I'm a Bucks fan. We've been new this, but we know Giannis's shortcomings in terms of like how he could close the game in terms of who's handling the ball. So if Chris Middleton was getting shouts for Batman, bro, they gonna call.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
Dame
are they
is.
gonna call
This was
bro, are they
just
gonna
really hypothetical. Obviously, in reality, Dame's gonna be the closer.
yo, I'm saying if they was calling Chris Middleton Batman because of what he was, are they gonna call Dame Jesus Christ? Like you feel me? Like, bro, Dame is gonna have his time where he's like, yo, bro, Giannis, yo, bro, chill, bro. Shit, bro. Set the screen. Bro, mind you, don't get me wrong, like Giannis got to the league 2013. I think Dame got to the league 2013 too. Like these is like Giannis is
2012, I want to say.
2012, right? Whatever. They both got in the league at the same
Yeah, same
time.
time.
Giannis is like, yo, but I never looked at Giannis somebody that's proud. If Dame is like, yo, hold up, I got this right now. But we talk about Kobe and Shaq. We talk about Harden and B being bro. This is I'm not bro. Dame shot making ability and Giannis just being like the dominance of Giannis that like, yo, he might just be somebody that we got to look at. We just got to guard him in the paint. But one thing I was going to say though is, man, like, yo, bro, you know what I think of KD in terms of how good he is. But Yusuf, bro, Nurkic, bro, like Nurkic is such an and like I think KD literally thinks like when KD came out and said that offense wins championships, I think he was dead ass. Like he wasn't trying to be stubborn and try to like stand on his ground. Like that nigga really feel like
It's
bro,
delusion.
bro,
Because
Nurkic,
if you
bro,
look
is
at
like one of the worst defensive bigs in the league, and he's really good at like he's good offensively. But you really think that that's valid, bro?
he can't be the anchor. I mean, if you look
Bro,
at Enes Kanter is a very good Enes Kanter could drop 20 in the NBA. He can't defend the pick and roll, so he's no longer in the NBA. If you look at Serge Ibaka on the
yeah,
2012 Thunder, his name was a blocker. He was averaging like 4 blocks a game at points. You
yeah,
see the value of defense quite clearly.
yeah,
Steven Adams was a defensive anchor in the later runs. Obviously, Steven Adams came in like 2013. He should know by now the value of defense. Draymond Green was his
yes,
defensive player of the year teammate,
yes,
holding down that defense. Zaza was there, JaVale McGee, they've Klay Thompson. He had his best defensive seasons on the Warriors, the seasons he won championships, and yet he denounces the value of defense.
yeah.
It just doesn't it
I
doesn't make
think
sense to
KD
me.
somehow thinks himself personally like he's trying to take that role, and it's kind of weird because he's getting older and it's like he's getting to like later stages of his career, and I'm thinking like, yo, bro, KD, like, why do you feel like you want to be that actual four? I think KD's best position, we all know KD is one of the best small fours of all time. He's one of the best threes of all time. So, bro, why do you like if you watch the Nuggets series, you watch like KD was really out there chasing people down, blocking, like, yo, bro, like you not a defensive player. Like it's too late to try like make that thing as like some shit that you do. Just stick to being that three. So I think like, but I'm gonna be honest with you, like the Suns, this is not their time. We talked about them too much when they got Bradley Beal, but I think we forgetting that they got Bradley Beal. as you feel me, that's really like, yo, bro, they got Bradley Beal. And think about it, bro. Like when I look at defense, right? I know it's niggas who's like obviously like skilled and they like so like you're like elite defender in the league, like a Drew Holiday, Marcus Smart. I don't think it's that hard for somebody that's 6'4", like, unless you like really like clueless about playing defense. Like somebody like Shea, I remember when he started with Chris Paul, he was just like, "Yo, bro, what are you doing? Like you just everywhere." So I feel like that's why we notice a lot of like rookies, sophomores, they come in and they just clueless about defense. Anthony Edwards, but if you buying on a defensive plan, bro, if KD's giving you 30, Book's giving you another 30, boy, like Bradley Beal, he's not gonna give you 30. Like, I mean, he can, but it's like, yo, bro, like, don't get me wrong. You know when Bradley Beal before he became Bradley Beal on my thinking Warriors, on the Wizards, bro, it's John Wall's team. So it was times when Bradley Beal had to be in the corner and play defense, or actually really play defense to prove his worth. So I feel like they all got to buy into it. I think KD's definitely Book got to buy into playing defense. So we'll see. But focus on the Bucks. Speaking of defense, everybody talks about Dame defensively. I feel like Dame never played defense because he's never had to. He knows that his team is going to be 7th in the season. He knows they probably going on the first round. He just needs to drop his 60 and tell Paul George bye. Like, that's it. But now, bro, Dame's like 6'2". Like, he's not skinny. Like, if Steph could improve his defense each year.
I have no worries about his as an individual. He's not a liability by any means.
Yeah, bro, he's not, bro.
He can move his feet. Like, Dame would be fine defensively. It's just the wings that I worry for.
Yeah.
As we talked about, just to wrap up, they need to improve their wing defense. But man, like, what a day in the NBA. The season, like, this is does this even count as free agency anymore? I mean, free agency is done. Like, this is just the off season. There hadn't been any news for a while, and then this hit, and
bro. And the season literally started next week. And it's like, yo, this is not like after All-Star. So like, bro, when KD joined the Suns, it was like 7 games to go. But we got 82 games. And Giannis and Dame, we could bet right now they play at least 65 each.
Especially with the new quota to be All NBA, like, they're definitely playing those games.
And I'm telling you, like for sure, these are 2 All NBA players if they stay healthy, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
In the East, Dame in the East too. Damn, my prediction.
We'll do our All NBA prediction. Brunson's not touching All NBA.
Yeah. I was about to say my prediction that Jalen Brunson is gonna be hard, but we'll talk about that later. We gotta wrap up.
All right, so it's been true. We'll be back soon with our season predictions. As we said, the season is starting soon, but thanks for rocking with us. We'll be back.
All right.